This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network.
Bits of Awesome, the retro gaming podcast.
Welcome to Bits of Awesome. I'm Phids.
And I'm Evil Card.
And this is our monthly / fortnightly / when we get around to it, retro gaming podcast. Check out all of our past podcasts, all available on #me.co.nz. If you haven't already, we've got some amazing ones up there. So what have you been up to, bro?
Mate, we're actually doing good for our schedule. I think, what, is this fortnight? We've nailed a fortnight?
Have we
Or
now?
just rolled it out?
I don't think we have. I think we might be like 3 weeks between shows.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's not bad considering our track record.
Yeah. So, what have I been up to? I've been Instagramming on the Instagram machine.
Yeah, and what's our Instagram account?
Oh, fuck. Now the hard questions. Our Instagram account now is instagram.com/bits_of_awesome.
Yep, and it's the same as our Twitter account.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I'm loving the videos you're checking up there too.
Yeah, I've actually been playing a lot of games recently. So every time I play a game, I film a little bit of either demo screen or me getting my ass kicked, and I upload it on there. Real easy, way better than YouTube. It's good.
Although, are you still uploading your shitty YouTube pickup videos? I love them.
Yeah, they're great. No, I haven't done one in a couple of weeks, partly because anyone that's in New Zealand that's uploaded onto YouTube on ADSL knows the struggle. Like, you have to record... Yeah, the struggle is damn real. You have to record a short video because it's just too slow, and yeah. So, no, I haven't got back around to that, but I haven't had many pickups either, so next motherload, I reckon.
That's the one. So anyway, this week's show, it's kind of like a Q&A. We've asked everyone to pose us some questions or whatever, and we're just going to have a bit of a chat about it this week.
Yep, definitely. It's been good. We had a little bit of a misscheduling this week, so hopefully we'll get someone on the end of the line next podcast, which I would say next week, but no promises.
No promises are kept on this show. Anyway, we usually start off the show every week with King of the Picks.
King of the Picks.
So I have had a quiet fortnight, 3 weeks. Like I said before, I've been playing a lot more. Did I show that Super Nintendo lot I got last time? I can't remember.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I had that pick up. But apart from that, I've picked up a pseudo Saturn card, so I can play copied games or region free my Saturn.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I actually haven't picked up anything, which is kind of odd.
Well, last week I had a pickup. It was op shop pickup or a thrift store or whatever you want to call it, wherever you're listening. And it was a PlayStation game. I can't remember what it was called off the top of my head. It was actually one I've never actually seen before, but it's apparently ridiculously common. But the other game I picked up was an Xbox game, and it's my first sealed game.
First sealed game?
Yeah.
What Xbox game?
Oh, well, the PlayStation one was Crash and Burn.
Right. Never heard of it?
No, I'd never heard of it either, but it's apparently quite a common one. It's in just a clear jewel case.
Yep.
And the other one was Project Gotham Racing on the original Xbox, still sealed.
In an op shop?
In an op shop. Cost me $5. Actually, both of them cost me $6 together.
Good deal.
So that was my one. But I'm actually doing a pickup tomorrow as well, which isn't gaming related. I mean, it's not directly gaming related. It's not a gaming object.
You can make anything gaming related.
Well, it's gaming related into why we picked this of what we're buying. So we needed a new car.
Right.
And I didn't make the choice as to what car we were buying. So with me today, I've actually got my lovely wife, Carice McAwesome here, who is my co-host on hashtag radio with V8 Maddie.
Your co-host.
My co-host, because I'm the lead host.
Uh-huh.
You do realise all our listeners are going, they've gone soft. They've gone soft. Either that or Phids spent too much money and is about to get told off.
No, well, the reason Carice is here is because she is actually the one who made the choice on our vehicle. So,
Yeah. So, Phids' obsession, which I blame you for, by the way.
Hey, he started this.
So it grew. It was okay. It started out small. It was consoles and games. That was fine. That's okay. Those could fit in the boot of a car. Or
Just on it. Before I started this, I remember seeing an Instagram of a family trying to get a giant arcade cab into a tiny car.
it was into a van.
It was in a van.
Oh, well, that's how big the cabinet was.
It's huge. It actually takes up half of our kitchen.
Yeah, it's a 53-inch Tekken machine.
But so anyway, our old car, we've pushed it because it does heaps of pickups, and he's been picking up. It's grown from these small consoles and little games into these big arcade machines.
Yeah.
And it was okay when it was just one arcade machine, but now it's becoming like bulk buys of arcade machines. And we've gone through quite a few cars because we're pushing them to their limit.
Yeah.
So we just...
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so I made the call to get a 4x4. So
A
that...
four-wheel drive.
A big one. It's a big one. It's a Toyota Surf.
Like, you guys are becoming so grown up, it makes me sick.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God.
Gaming influence.
So what I gave for these instructions that I wanted either a Nissan Terrano or a Toyota. Just
Right.
be realistic that you could pick up an arcade machine and put it in the back and it'll be okay. It's not going to struggle. So the first thing he goes and looks at and he brings around is this tiny little Land Rover where the boot was so small that I don't think it could even fit a PlayStation.
But it was cool. It looked cool.
But no, it didn't look cool. So it's like, no. So then sent him off all week, and then finally he came back today with this Toyota Surf. It's big, it's huge, it's got enough space.
And it passed the arcade machine test.
Yeah. Every car has to go through the arcade machine test. So it's quite clear. And it
Did you have her outside, Phid, lifting an arcade in there while you supervised?
No, I had her and the kids lifting an arcade machine in there while I was supervised. Don't scratch it! Don't scratch it!
Yeah, but what's worse is it's because we're not only picking up arcade machines for us anymore, we're picking it up for his friends who he's managed. He's like a drug dealer who sells
the same.
And then starts pushing it, and then his friends will start buying it, and we find ourselves that we're going around the country picking up arcade machines for his mates.
Good on him. He's a good bastard, that's why. What concerns me, though, is in the last 6 months, you guys have bought a house. Now you've brought a family vehicle.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm worried. I'm worried.
We bought the house as an intervention. It was my intervention into Phids' intervention.
It was the only way you could stop him.
Yeah, I thought but it didn't. He found ways.
I've just had to become more cunning.
Yeah. Yep. He started saving every 10-cent coin that he finds on the road gets picked up and goes into the little jar.
Yeah, it's come to a point now with the collection that I'm considering giving up smoking, not for my health, but so I can afford more games.
Oh, mate, if only I could do that, I'd be rolling in it.
Well, you think about $120.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No.
That's 4,000. What is it? 4,865 in 6 months or something.
Oh, you just look. I don't want this lecture from someone who said just before recording, I quit smoking for the day at work, except for today.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's great progress.
Yeah, so
I'm happy for you guys and your growing up decisions, even though it makes me really sick.
It's funny because we haven't bought it for the boys, or the fact that they're getting older, and so there's sports equipment and all that kind of stuff. No. We bought it. We're buying it because of Phids arcade machines.
which I take as being permission to buy more arcade machines.
Yeah, I would go that too. And
Yeah.
now that you've got that house, you can always mortgage against it to buy more arcade machines.
Hey, lecture. I will do the lecture if you're going to start talking about refinance.
We've got a double garage that we could turn into a full-blown arcade.
No,
Yeah, have you tried that angle of loaning against it already, Phid?
No, but I have no ideas. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Well,
Another pickup we should talk about this week is a friend of mine down south here, which no one will know where it is, but Invercargill, came across.
I believe it's pronounced down there, Invercargill.
Yeah, he came across 6 arcade machines and about 4 boxes of boards for them, $250.
That was just absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't believe that pickup. 250 New Zealand dollars for 6 arcades and what did you say? 4 boxes of?
Yeah, four boxes of PCBs. Like I can't even. It's the kind of pickup that you dream of, like either a big arcade pickup like that for next to nothing, or a massive like collection pickup for next to nothing.
I mean, I've seen some honey holes over the last couple of years, but I think that one takes the cake for one that I've seen and knowing the person who's done it.
Yeah, same here. Like, there's nothing I can think of that I've done that's come close to that pickup. I would be fizzing at the bit to get that. For, like, I'd be grinning. There'd be no way I could hide my excitement. It's phenomenal. It's just outrageous, actually.
Yeah, I think the closest pick I have seen that would match that was there's somebody who sold an entire Nintendo collection for a couple of grand about a year ago, and it was absolutely nuts. But I can't even remember who bought that.
Yeah, it just fucking. There's king of the picks, I reckon.
Well,
Ryan, if you're listening, fuck man, there you go.
Yeah.
You win it, buddy.
Yeah.
Like
we concede this week. Neither of us win. It is Ryan. Ryan is king of the picks.
Yeah, we're not worthy, mate. Fuck.
Yeah. So anyway, that's king of the picks sorted. It must be time to move on to the show.
Press start.
Yep, Q&A time.
Q&A time. Now, like I said, we threw the challenge out there, or not the challenge, the message out. Send us some questions. Let us know what you want to talk about. Ask us whatever, and we shall discuss.
We shall. You got the questions there, mate?
I'm just bringing them up on my screen right now because I am so well prepared, and that's what I do. Give me a second.
Dun, 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 dun.
Please hold. All right, here we go. So the first one I have here is best box art.
What system?
I say anything. He hasn't. This is from Jason Highland. He's actually posted 3 questions here.
Jason.
Jason.
He listens to the show all the time, and we gave him a bit of stick last time, which he took like a champ. Astro Wars, remember?
Astro Wars. Yeah.
Best box art for me, I can think of 2 titles off the top of my head. Okay, 3.
So
Master of Darkness.
I was going to say, so how are we judging this? Is this one that now you look at and you think is amazing, or is it one that you looked at as a kid and went, I need this game?
Yeah, let's go. Ooh. I think the nostalgia for me is still there when I look at these. It's the same feeling as I had as a kid.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kick-ass then, and I still think it's kick-ass now. But Master of Darkness on the Master System.
Yeah.
And it's got like that guy standing there with the big fucking Dracula leering over him. That's awesome. Ninja Gaiden for the Master System.
Yeah.
That is insane. Street Fighter Championship Edition on the Mega Drive with Ryu standing there at the front with Bison behind him.
Yeah.
A game that I remember renting as a kid and being bitterly disappointed, as I was a fan of it as well, was Steel Cage Wrestling, the WWF game.
Yeah.
Because the case looked like an old video pay-per-view thing. It had the wrestlers on it in a steel cage, and I remember being real excited to hire that and saving all your money or whatever to get to the rental store that weekend, and the game sucked.
Oh, God. That happened a lot back in the day because we didn't have YouTube and stuff like that to...
The struggle was real, man.
It was like all of our decisions were made purely on box art.
Exactly. What other box art?
See,
good question.
Yeah, I'd have to go with a Street Fighter one, but I'm not going to go for the Mega Drive one. I am a Sega guy, but I always thought the Super Nintendo box art for Street Fighter was so cool.
What one, Super or the first one?
The first one. It was the first one that had E Honda on the cover. Was it?
No, I think you're thinking it's Super with E Honda and Sagat.
Maybe? Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, Super.
Yeah, Super. That's pretty cool. The first one's quite good as well, with Blanca and Chun-Li.
Yeah, that was a good one. Another one I'd go for is actually one that you posted a picture of on Instagram this week. And I bring this up because I've always thought this was weird. It was Two Crude Dudes.
Oh.
I always thought that had an amazing box cover.
Yeah. Well, two big beefy. What did I say? More beef than your mother's meatloaf.
Yeah.
Bloody hulked up, hey.
But
weird little beat 'em up, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but what I always thought was weird was the box art was absolutely amazing on that game, but the title screen looked nothing like it, and it looked like shit.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. Streets of Rage 2 is another good box art, I reckon.
Yeah, there's some interesting stories behind the art with that too. Like a lot of the artwork was actually stolen from other pieces of art.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you Google it, both, and the funny thing was, it wasn't just Streets of Rage, but it was Streets of Rage 1 and 2. Whoever did the art for both of those stole artwork from another artist, and it was the same artist he stole from for both box covers.
Because then I think I saw a picture, and I don't know if it's real, but it was then their cover art was stolen for Final Fight, which was the Super Nintendo sort of beat 'em up.
Okay.
As well, I think.
Another one I always liked was Castlevania.
Yep. Yes, that's good.
Yeah, I always thought that was a ridiculously intense-looking cover, and it actually lived up to the game too.
Yeah, Killer Instinct on Game Boy is one I remember. Who's on the card? I can't remember. It's not Glacius. It's fuck. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up afterwards. I can't remember. It's good though.
Did you ever have a game that you bought based on the cover art, took home, and was severely disappointed by it?
Yeah, WWF Steel Cage, man. It haunts me to this day. Rented it as a kid. I remember saving, mowing lawns for 2 weeks, doing the dishes every night because I really wanted to play this game. Bret Hart was on the cover. Hulk was on the cover. Macho Man was on the cover. Wrestling at its best, and fuck, that game stunk. And I remember trying to like it, saying to my mates at school, I've got WWF Steel Cage at home, and they probably didn't know any better, but, it's cool and all that, but no, it fucking flat out stunk.
I can remember buying, going into Farmers, I always wanted Street Fighter, and I think I've told the story before, is I was always a generation behind on the Segas, so when the Mega Drive came out, I was on the Master System. That's when I got my Master System. And I loved Street Fighter at the arcade, and I always wanted Street Fighter, but Street Fighter never came out on the Master System here. Of course, it didn't come out hardly anywhere. It came out in Brazil, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And I always wanted a game similar to that for my Master System. And I can remember seeing in the Farmer's catalogue this game, Pit Fighter.
Oh, yeah. And it's got the guy doing the big punch, on the cover.
And I can remember seeing it in the magazine and thinking, oh my God, it looks like it's like Street Fighter. I went into Farmers and I looked at the box art, and on the back it looked like a fighting game like Street Fighter. And I was like, I'm buying it. That's it. This looks like Street Fighter. It's not Street Fighter, but surely I'll be able to enjoy it. And I took it home, and it was the drizzling shits. I remember being severely disappointed. If I remember right, I don't think I even played it. Like, I didn't even give it a chance. I played it for a bit, was severely fucking disappointed, and I think I've actually still got the loose cart in my collection.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it. I'll make it a mission to Instagram that and play that this week.
Yeah, because it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, another one with really good artwork, but it's kind of like, it reminds me of, who's that fucking book that all those love novels were in about, Fabio, Golden X2 on the Mega Drive.
Yeah.
That whole Conan sort of shit.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any others right now.
The 80s were an awesome time. All right. Jason's next question, which I think is an interesting one, is hardest level.
Okay, I've been going back playing games. If you follow our Instagram, you'll see what I'm playing. I've been trying my ass to play Donkey Kong. Now, I didn't own a Super Nintendo growing up and all that shit, so I'm not skilled in the fucking Donkey Kong world. But man, there's a level called, the barrel level, I can't remember, Barrel Canyon or something.
Yeah.
And I was losing my shit on this game. I had to get up, take a breath, walk outside, come back, sit back down and do it. It was just so fucking hard. I bet people could blaze through it, but man, I was struggling. I blame the piece of shit Retron. Actually, that was probably the reason.
I actually can't think of one off the top of my head of a ridiculously hard level because there's just so many games to choose from, ones that I just couldn't get past.
Yeah, I only can think of what I've played recently, and screaming out like a bloody banshee is Donkey Kong, because cool platformer, but fuck those barrels, man. I tell you, I haven't played anything like that in ages.
Yeah. Okay, Jason's next question. Price stickers on the left of old games and what they cost. I suppose we'd have to actually run to our collection and grab something.
So do we leave them on or do you peel them off? Is that the question?
I think he's saying what the cost is.
Okay, well, I've got the only one I can think of on the top of my head. I've got Buggy Run on the Master System. Obviously quite a rare Master System game, late release. And it's got a $5 cash converter sticker on it, obviously sold secondhand. However, on the back, it's got the original warehouse sticker, and it says Sega software all saw, obviously assorted, for guess how much?
How much?
$9.99.
Oh, what?
Yep. So, because I remember when the Mega Drive had came out, and the warehouse got like a second wave of Master System. Yeah. This is when the Sonic console came back to New Zealand, and I remember it being really cheap. And they also, every Master System game they were selling was $10. Yeah. So I imagine in New Zealand, there are a shitload of $10 buggy runs floating around.
Yeah, somewhere. It's that honey hole we wish to come across one day.
Yeah, some mum selling all their kids' stuff. It'll be there.
I just quickly ran then to have a look at my collection, and the first price ticket I actually came across was not on a game, it was on an Atari console. I've got most of the Ataris complete in box, but the Atari 7800, $350.
Wow, and that's massive money for back then.
Yeah, this is early late 70s, this model.
Yeah. I don't have any other games sitting around. I normally peel them off. I haven't on Buggy Run. I'll replace the case on it maybe.
See, I don't. I leave all the original stickers on and prices, and except prices that have been added, like, say, garage sale or those prices, I'll take those off. But if there's an original price ticket on something, I'm
50-50. If I'm not really like, oh, shit, that's got to stay on there. I do like, if there's old receipts in boxes, that's cool. I leave them in there.
Yeah.
And I actually don't mind writing on manuals. I think it adds a little charm to it. Like, obviously, it devalues in fucking quotation marks, but and also it's not that desirable. But I think it adds a little charm. Like that's, someone's fucking work in that. They
I love
busted
the
their
fact-
ass to get
yeah.
those passcodes.
Yeah, I fucking love the idea of that there's a story behind it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I've got in one of my boxes somewhere, I got a pickup and it had a notebook full of like games, and the person had taken all this time. I thought, man, that's fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, I've actually got somewhere. I've got the box that I used to keep all my video game magazines in. It's got all the price list of what it used to cost to hire all the machines from Leverage's Lotto and Harwood.
We didn't have a hiring place down here except for video stores. We didn't have anything like a dedicated sort of gaming store.
Yeah, no, well, ours wasn't a gaming store either. It was a video store. It was Leverage's Lotto and Video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we had like I can't remember it, but I know a guy up north sent me a picture of a Timaru game,
Yeah.
knowing where I was from. And I think it was Movie World, but it was where I used to hire them as like a fucking little kid. And I remember the place so well, I couldn't believe it.
Also, I'm going to give a shout out to Josie and Colin from Leverage's Lotto. I know there'd be a couple of guys from Harwood who will listen to the show who go, I used to hire from them too.
Might have to give him a phone call, mate, to see what he's got left.
I already have made that call, bro.
Oh, shot down?
Yeah, he's got nothing.
Oh, bugger.
But I actually own the master system that I used to hire from the Tele Centre in Harwood in the early 80s.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Stories like that are fucking cool.
And it's the only machine I've got that still has it's actually still got the barcode on it that they used to use to scan the machine out. And it's actually got engraved in it, Tele Centre Harwood. And I've kept everything on there because it's the feels,
Yeah, you're telling the same person that overpaid through the arsehole for an arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
I hear you, bro. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right. What's the next question we got here? Tom Surrey says, the first video game you ever played?
Alex Kidd. Oh, no. That's the first Sega game I ever played. I'm pretty sure it would have been Pitfall on Atari.
And I've got this memory, and I don't know how accurate it is, but it's my earliest memory of ever playing a video game, and it was Breakout. I can remember going to some family member's house, and I can't even tell you which family member it was, but I can remember going to a family member's house, and they had an Atari, and we were playing Breakout, and I was just like, this is the coolest shit ever. I can remember sitting there with the pedal controller, like all afternoon trying to master this game.
Yeah, apart from, like, I don't know, consoles were big around there, but also computing was as well. Like, can you remember Amiga and shit like that?
Oh, totally. My brother had a
Commodore 64 and shit like that. I probably played one of those games first, I think.
I can remember playing the Atari first, but my brother bought, and my brother didn't live with us. My older brother lived with my grandma, and he was spoiled as shit. And she bought him a Commodore 64, and I can remember playing like California games and all that shit on it.
Yeah. First Sega game for me, though, Alex Kidd. Easy.
Yeah.
Like, haven't passed it yet. Yes, I know, Daniel, you're listening, and yes, you give me shit for it, but that game, for sure.
Have you still not finished Alex Kidd?
No, yeah, this has been brushed aside on the podcast before. No, I haven't passed it. Never. I know. Look, fuck, I'll try my heart out to finish it by next podcast.
Where do you get stuck? Do you get stuck or do you give up?
No, well, I think there's the first castle, right?
I can hear you getting upset.
Yeah, I know, because it's embarrassing. Like, I think apparently there's two castles. I'm pretty sure I've got through the first castle once, and this, like, my whole childhood almost got ruined in one full bit. Because Daniel said to me, he was giving me a bit of jib about it, going, "Oh, you've never passed. What kind of fucking Sega fan are you?" The castle, how you run into the castle and the spikes drop?
Yeah.
Now, I always went for the jump to the ladder all the fucking time. So I'd either run across, jump, get hit by spikes, or run, wait in the middle, and then jump to the ladder. Now, apparently I've been told you can just run straight across to the ladder, no jumping required. It's the jumping that kills you. If you run straight across, you'll get to that ladder.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I've lost fucking hundreds of lives there.
All right, next question is, out of all of your pickups, which one was your most awesome?
I think the one that gave me the biggest nostalgia boner is taking home that arcade and putting that in my house. The first arcade I've ever played.
Yeah.
I now own. That is, in terms of awesomeness, that's up there. Far out. That's a mental question.
So many different levels on this one. I mean, like, personally, I've got the same one with the arcade. When I picked up my first arcade, I could just remember being so excited that it felt like my collection had leveled up all of a sudden from consoles to arcades. And then I went through an entire year of you giving me crap about how much money it was going to cost me.
How times have changed.
But see, then you've got the other thing, like, okay, one that made me completely blew me away. It was a surprise pickup. I knew I had a pickup. I went back home for a weekend. I put a post on a buy and sell page. Hey, anyone got any consoles to sell? And I actually put up some stuff that I had to trade as well. I said, I've also got this to sell if anyone's interested. And I just purchased a PlayStation 2 bundle.
Yeah.
So I bought the bundle for the games, but I had this console I didn't want. And the person said, hey, I've got a couple of Segas here. What they actually said to me was, I've got a Sega Saturn and another Sega here. If you're interested, I'll swap for the PlayStation. So instantly I think that is a good deal. A PlayStation 2 for a Mega Drive and a Saturn, assuming that's what it's going to be. Went around to the house and he goes, oh, I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but I don't have the Saturn. I go, yeah, I am actually disappointed because I still to this day don't own a Kiwi Saturn. I've only got a US Saturn.
Yeah.
So I was a bit disappointed, but he goes, oh, I found out what it is though, and he pulled out the box, and what he had was a original Mega Drive, the old one with the volume control and stuff. Couple of controllers, a power plug, and all the leads. No games. And then under that box, he had an Atari 2600 complete in box, mint as, all the cables, all the manuals, a stack of games that was still complete in box as well, and a second controller for the unit, which was still in its original box as well.
Nice.
And the buzz I got, like, the moment I saw that box, like, I didn't even know it was complete. I didn't know that it had the games and stuff with it. But just seeing this, and it was my first complete pickup.
Yeah.
And it was completely by surprise. And I actually, at first, and this is sort of where it comes to the honesty side of things, is at first I was just like, yeah, great deal. Here's the PS2. Here's a controller. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Went home.
What I would have done, probably.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Then I went home, I took a few photos, chucked them on the forum, buzzed out over it, plugged it in, played some games, and then I was sitting in the afternoon and the guilt got me.
No.
I was like, I know this is worth so much more than a PlayStation 2. And I went...
Or is it? Ooh.
Or is it? But I thought I'd do the fair thing, and I went... Because I only gave them the PlayStation 2 and a controller.
Yeah.
So I actually thought I'd do the fair thing, and I went back around there and I said, I didn't tell them why I did it. I just sort of went back around to the house and I said, I found this whole pile of games I've got as well. I thought, I don't need these games. I thought I'd come and drop them off so you get some games for the machine. They were so happy to have these games.
I bet they would have been.
Yeah. And that sort of made me feel better. I'd made it a bit fair. Probably not as fair as I should have made it, but they were stoked.
And that's all that matters, though. That person was stoked.
Yeah, they were stoked. I was stoked. Everyone was happy. As far as they were concerned, they had a good deal. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all it takes to get a good deal. As long as both parties are happy, both parties are happy.
Yeah, I agree. On that note, I think awesome pickups now, the deeper I'm in this, originally it would be getting a shitload of games and probably, ideally cheap, or spending big on a bundle or whatever. That would have been awesome, a year ago. But now that like I'm immersed in this, and I guess in a way immersed in the community, it's the small wins now that are almost the better pickups.
Oh, definitely.
And I'd like, without going all flowery and shit, I think it's the relationships and the bonds you make with others in the community are probably the better pickups. And I know that sounds all fucking fluffy, but I kind of stand by that. I think I've met some amazing people, like-minded, awesome people, and they're almost the better pickup than, all this shit I've got floating around the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, way to bring it down, Angus. Fuck.
Well, while we're touching on this subject, there was quite a big conversation in the forum that we're in, about a week ago?
Yeah.
Roughly about a week ago. Somebody brought up how pricing has just gotten absolutely fucking ridiculous now. We've talked about this previously as well, but the discussion got very intense very quickly.
Yes, it did.
So there was one particular person, I'm not going to call him out by name, being dick, but he was saying, look, I will always pay what value is. And I'm going to call bullshit on this. I don't think anybody is going to turn down a cheap deal. And this person did use the example of if I go around to an old lady's house and she's got a copy of, what was the game he referred to?
Oh, Panzer Dragoon Saga or Sagoon, or that Rare Saturn one, or whatever it was.
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon, or Buggy Run. We'll use Buggy Run. That's one we're all common with. And they're going to sell me Buggy Run for $5. I would pay them what it's actually worth, not pay what she wants for it. I fucking doubt that highly.
I called it as I saw it. I think it's bullshit. Like, not at the person, but more the subject. Like, this shit, it's only worth what we're willing to fucking pay for it. If you're going to be a fucking idiot and fork over hundreds upon hundreds of dollars cash, that's on you for being a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
The market value, we decide market value by paying what we think it's worth. Yeah. And we've said it a million times. How do you suffocate a reseller? Don't buy from the fuckwit. They'll have all that shit sitting in their house for years.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to flush them out. Suffocate them.
Yeah.
If a granny had Buggy Run for $5, she's happy with that $5. Now, we were discussing this before the show, and fuck, this boils my blood, and I'm getting all ranty and shitty, but we were talking before the show. What's a Coke plate worth to you, Phid? Did you say, what, $100?
Well, it depends. I have paid up to $200 for a Coca-Cola collectible plate.
Right. And me, as a non-caring about Coca-Cola shit person, I'd value it, what, $2 to $5 just to get rid of it.
Yeah, and that's as a buyer and a seller?
Yeah. So you're not getting ripped off. You're getting a good deal, but I'm none the wiser.
Yeah.
Nor do I care. Market value is not determined by fucking looking up eBay and going, oh, it's listed for fucking $500. I'll pay that. No, you're just a fucking drip. Like, that's what that is. That's stupid thinking. That's impulsive bullshit.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Like, that's exactly what I replied was. I went to some nana who had a complete Nintendo system, complete in box, and she wanted $20 for it. Am I going to fucking turn it down? Fuck no, I'm going to say, here's your $20. Awesome deal. She's going to be stoked. She's got a roast beef for tea, and I've got a brand new Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. It's, now this is kind of where it blurs the line. Is this shit worth stuff? Yes, some of it is worth stuff. What makes it stupidly expensive? We do.
Yeah.
Because we're willing to fork out money for this.
Or are we, though? But this is where it comes down to. Are we willing to fork that out? I know personally I've slowed down my collecting, not just because of buying houses and cars, but also because some of the shit I want is just fucking ridiculously overpriced now. 2 years ago, I wasn't paying $75 for a copy of fucking Street Fighter 2 on the Mega Drive. I paid $45 for mine. That was expensive, yes. But
Yeah, and this even happened in the last year. You look on Trade Me, you see Master System bundles going for like fucking near $200, $300 for 20 odd games.
yeah,
And the seller hasn't even described if they're complete or not.
yeah,
Meanwhile, this time last year, I was picking up bundles that price for $70 to $90. Now,
Yeah.
what really fucked me off about this conversation, and it's just fired up in my mind, is this person said, my attitude is because I'm fucking on others because I'm getting fucked on. And I'm not bitter. You know, and anyone out here knows, I pay retail.
Yeah.
I often pay retail. I've got no problem paying retail. You know, well, actually, I do because the prices are now at that point where it's fucking stupid. But if I want something, I'll pay it regardless of price. But I'm not going to say to an old lady, no, here, have $300 for your $5 game because I'm not that much of a fucking moron.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, I completely and fucking utterly agree with you. But in saying that, I sort of return the favour as well. And that, like I said last week with my Nintendo pickup, or last show with my Nintendo pickup, I picked up a good score for a decent price. I didn't need the NES.
And you sold the Nintendo for a good price because you could.
Yeah, I sold the Nintendo, the cables and stuff, and a zapper, and I even threw in one of the controllers for my personal collection because I didn't come with a controller, and I sold it for a ridiculously reasonable price. I sold it for $60.
Yep, that's fair. And this is another thing that really fucks me off, and you're nailing it, because me picking up stuff for cheaper means I get to look after the people that look after me and others within the community.
Yeah.
Not a fuckwit that wants a trophy piece on their shelf. I'd rather look after a friend or, you know, a noob in the community or someone that contributes to the community than some fuckwit that sits at home jerking off to his games.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the person that I sold it to is a ridiculously good bloke. He's a dude who's he's bought games with me previously, but he's also done me an awesome favour as well. It's actually the same guy who fixed up my Championship Edition board. He did me a good deal on that. I've had to pay for the parts, and that's all he's charged me for is the parts. The guy's worked on it for the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
He could have charged me time. He hasn't. He's charged me for the parts it took to fix the arcade board.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you put yourself out there and you give a little bit, this shit swings and roundabouts.
Exactly.
There is a fucking karma attached to it, and I don't believe in jack fucking shit. Except if you look after others, others are going to look after you, and it does. This happens all the time. If you sell something cheap or it goes underpriced, I guarantee you, within a month, you're going to get that back in some way or another. It's just how this shit rolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Next question.
Next question. Hey, I got one to lighten things up. Mr. Steve Parker has asked if you could wear a PSP bum bag. It is a beautiful PSP bum bag. It's all leather by the looks of it. It is embroidered in black with a PSP logo. Would you wear a PSP bum bag? And his quote afterwards, before he posted the photo, was, "It's fucking tempting."
There's no way I could pull it off. But Steve, you have, and I've got nothing against hipsters, but you've got that hipstery look. You could pull it off without being judged.
Yeah.
I think Steve could.
I think, yeah, people would look at it and go, "Is that a PSP bum bag?" And he'd turn around and say, "Yes." And
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't. It's just not my style, but Steve, rock the bum bag. Fucking do it.
And we want pics.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I want a pic of Steve rocking the bum bag at work, in the club, and on the street. There you go, 3 pics.
It'll have more of a life than we do.
That's actually all the questions we've got this week, brother. There's a few others that people who repeated each other with questions, so I've just sort of skipped a few. There's some awesome questions in there, though.
Yeah, it's been good. We should do this more often. Maybe we need it. Like, there's an inbox. Email us. I don't know, how do people reach out to us on our bloggies and stuff?
Yeah, I think the easiest way is if we you can reach out to us on our Instagram and our Twitter. They're both the same, bits_of_awesome. Jump on our Facebook page. You're more than welcome to chuck a comment on the #me Facebook page, which is #RadioNZ on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Bits of Awesome one, but...
Oh, yeah, we do too. What's that one? But there's people that listen to us that like that page. Keep it up. It's cool. Like it more or something.
Maybe I should like it.
Yes, you should, you bastard.
Have I been made an admin of that page yet?
No, I'll do it after the show.
Yeah, you've also seriously got to give me the login for Instagram again, because I keep coming across these cool pics and thinking, that'd be awesome on Instagram. I haven't got the login.
Yeah, I can sort you out. Don't you worry about that. Just don't go losing me followers, bastard.
Also, I just want to throw it out there to everyone out there. Thanks for listening. We actually really appreciate the feedback. We love getting the messages and comments about what you think of the show. Any suggestions of topics you think we should cover, definitely get in touch with us as well.
Mm-hmm. One last thing, that whole heated discussion, just so it's perfectly clear in case the person's listening, which I doubt it, it's not you, it's the bullshit you've brought into. Once you've paid through the neck, you'll see where we're coming from. I think because we've played this game for a long time.
Yeah, and I think we've all sort of fallen for the big prices as well at times.
Yeah.
When you've come across that one thing that you've really wanted.
Mm-hmm. Because, I maybe it's because we look at this differently. I don't look at this as an investment. It's certainly not an investment to me. To me, it is a community thing, hanging out, discussing shit with like-minded people, jamming on some fucking cool games and having a good time, living in the past or whatever.
Yeah, see, and I've said this on previous shows, I've met some cool guys and hung out and drank beer and talked video games with people I would never have met if I wasn't a collector.
Yep, damn straight.
And I think that there in essence is what it's all about.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
And at some stage, I've got to fly down to Timaru and come and play video games and drink beer with you, because I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, November 2012, last time, mate.
Was that the last time we had a beer together?
Yep, sure was.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
Nearly 3 years.
We have to do it again soon.
We do.
Anyway, that's us for this week. Stay tuned. Tell your friends about it. Share it. If you're part of another community as well, share the podcast on your community, your forums, your Facebook groups that you're part of, and we love. We've had international people tweeting us and stuff, and we're loving to hear the opinions of people and what they have to say about the collecting scene here. Yeah,
and on that note, those people listening overseas, it's really weird that you guys are listening. I find that weird. Every time someone goes or tweets us or on the Facebook, hey, I listened to the last episode or whatever, I'm like, what are we even on again?
Yeah.
It's cool. It's humbling.
Yeah, it is. Well, for those people who do want to know where to find us, we're on Stitcher Radio, which is available online and on all the apps and stuff. We're available on iTunes. We're available on iHeartRadio, which is a big coup for us that we got last year. And most podcast apps we're available on now. So check it out. Save us. Yeah, share us.
We're in your mummy's Peggy's drawer.
I think on that note, don't forget to hit save.
#me.co.nz